Hello everybody, it's the 4th of February today, and I'm looking at my Pollard Willow fusion project. Now I know this isn't to everybody's cup of tea. Some people don't seem to like the Pollards because they're not traditional bonsai enough. Other people don't like the fusion projects, but bear with me, I like them. And part of this YouTube channel is about recording what I'm doing with my trees, so this is what I want to record also. The tree has grown, or the tree has grown really well. If I pan you up and 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 up, yeah, put on some really good growth, 3-4 feet in length, but I've also had considerable amount of dieback. So let's have a look at that. So if you watched the last video, you'll have seen that I wove some of the long pieces then back and through one another to try and create more of a knot and a knuckle, so that you got a sort of trunk and a head, much as you get with pollards. A lot of this stuff had died off, didn't like being pulled and pushed and prodded through, and I'm not worried about the dead bits inside, but I'm going to cut all of this back anyway. But if I move you down the trunk, we are actually got quite a lot of fusion down here at the base of the tree. More on this side. All this is fused together, and it's fused up here as well, so only a matter of time now before the whole thing fuses into one sturdy little trunk. I mean, most of it, I think if I took this out, scraped all the soil off, it would hold together quite nicely. So got some issues with some brambles, they're going to have to come out, and some stinging nettles that have settled themselves in a pot. I might need to get a pair of gloves because they can be quite vicious this time of year. I stung myself on the knuckle the other morning while I was out walking the dog, and I could still feel it at bedtime. So yeah, quite potent. Couldn't find any dock leaves, which would have been useful. I'm not going to be repotting this tree. It only went into this training box, which is made out of some old scrap pallet wood, last spring, so I am going to have a good dig around and try and get as much root from this bramble as I can. It'll probably come back anyway because I haven't got a lot of root out, but any is better than none. Okay, same with this stinging nettle. I can get in there, get it out. I may have to use a selective contact gel or something on it, stop it growing back and taking vigor from the tree. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to remove all of this dead stuff with the cutters. Any of this dead stuff, just anything that's I can't get at, I'm going to leave. If it's inside, the tree will kind of engulf that as it grows. And if you ever see a pollard willow up close, you'll know that they have a lot of deadwood anyway. So that's part of their charm, is the wizenedness, the survival, to my mind, that they are they take everything that's thrown at them in terms of being pruned back year after year, and just keep going, really. I'm encouraged that all the death dieback here is bits that I bent and wove in between rather than the trees dying back down below. So that's a good sign. That just means that I overbent them or something. Rather than there being anything particularly wrong with the tree. So anyway, I'll just keep cutting away. Perhaps we'll speed this up and okay, so I've got rid of pretty much all of the dead wood. As I say, there is still some inside now, but that'll kind of rot away and leave hollow spots, and most pollard willows have a few hollow spots. I'm going to wrap a piece of wire just around this point just to pull everything in together again, that some of these loose pieces, although as I say a lot of it is already fused. As you can see, I still haven't put a lock on this turntable, so it's trying to get away from me. That's better. Okay, so not worrying about being precise, because I'm going to take this off again in a minute. I'm actually going to wrap this part with some string. Keeping it as tight as I can. Is this going to be better than wire? I honestly don't know, but I think it'll rot away before it cuts in. So therefore I won't have a horizontal band of scar there. That's what I'm hoping. Of course, you know, we all know what hope did. And if you don't know what hope did, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll tell you. Okay, again, could do with a third hand round about now, because I'm going to hold that tight and cut the string at the same time. Yeah. Anyone care to volunteer to put their finger on the knot for me? No? Never mind. Okay, so in theory I should be able to remove that piece of wire and reuse that somewhere else without everything springing out at me, and voila, we can just get it out. Okay. I think this is my preferred front, and what I'm basically going to be doing now is take out another dead bit just there. Pollard in this old willow. I've still got a big hollow here, which is what I was trying to solve with the winding things around, but as I think I've said before in other videos, there are no shortcuts. Let's take out a bit more of that dead, and then that will allow some light into some of the living stuff beneath it that I can see, and then hopefully that will sprout too. This branch is still alive, so if it could kindly pop a few buds here, that would be absolutely fabulous. Okay, maybe that I'll need to tie in some new shoots from time to time. We shall see on that one. One last job. Move the camera back and sort myself out. Okay, in a vain attempt to try and keep the mess down a little bit, I just want to take some of the soil off the surface here. We've got a really good solid root mass, as I say, will hopefully power this tree away in the spring. But what I want to do is just create a little bit of space to put in some fertilizer, because it will have used up whatever it had left from last year. Okay, that's given me a little bit of space. So you may have seen me use this before. It's a controlled release plant food rather than a slow release or a continuous release. What that means is this is slightly more scientific, I guess. If I can get the lid off, this doesn't just let the fertilizer out when the soil is wet. It needs to be at a certain temperature for the roots to be, or the plants to be actively growing before it releases the fertilizer, so that just makes it a little more, you know, cost effective, I suppose. I'm probably using far too much, but there is very little else in this pot now, so sprinkle that on the surface, and then I will go back in and I will cover that over so that when it's wet it stays wet, and that'll feed the plant for most of this summer. It will get additional liquid feeds as and when I feed all the other trees as well. So cover that back over, and I'm just using the same old soil that was on there before. I haven't mixed up a batch of ready-made or, you know, ready for me to use compost yet for this spring. I shall have to be doing that soon, but for now, putting that back on top of that controlled release fertilizer means it will remain damp, and once conditions improve and things warm up, it'll start slowly leaching down, and gravity will take it from the top to the bottom, and as I water it, it'll flush through, rather than putting the granules at the bottom. I think a lot gets washed out then. Drinks can in for scale, and I'll give you a quick 360. I will be going back to some of the other trees that I've already worked on this over winter, and adding them some of the slow release fertilizer as well, but I've only just managed to get hold of it, so I didn't do that at the time. So there we have it. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's not to everyone's taste, this one. Comment below, let me know what you think. For good or for ill, I can take it. Do the YouTube things, the liking and the subscribing, etc. And most of all, please do stay safe, everybody.